Yo, what up? It's your boy Najee again, wherever I decide to put the thing. Keep it one take, one take. It's your boy Najee. So I did say that I was going to be a little bit more frequent with these, but I think, honestly, I've been in my own head about it a little bit. So here I am once again saying that I will do better. That I'll try to do better. But in the meantime, have you guys played Descenders? It's a game that I found on Game Pass. I was confusing it with another game for a little while, another downhill biking game, but it's not the same at all. Don't remember what that one is called, but this one that I'm talking about today, right now, as you watch this, is Descenders. It is a extreme sports downhill yada yada yada. I'll explain it in the video you're going to watch. So thanks for hanging on with me. Alright guys, and today we're going to be talking about Descenders. Now, stick with me real quick. You ever wish you were good at BMX? You ever wanted to pull a half cab fakey thing and not absolutely eat shit and break all your bones ever? Yes. For those people who don't really want to, I guess, Tony Hawk game, but, Dave Mirra's BMX doesn't exist anymore, we've got Descenders. The best way I can describe Descenders would be a procedurally generated extreme sports game. And what that means is that the tracks are built on the fly, so there isn't a lot of repetition in between the tracks. You'll be playing in the same areas, whether it be the desert, the forest, a volcano I haven't reached yet because I am absolute trash at this. But that's the name of the game. You know how it goes. You just get better, you go farther, and all that stuff. So one of the first things you need to know about Descenders is that, of course, it's first and foremost an extreme sports game, but secondly, it's a roguelite, which means you're going to fail, and you're going to fail a lot. And from what I've read online, you know how it goes. It's a marathon and not a race, so take your time. As you play through the game, you're going to unlock new crew members, and the crew members are going to have different status effects for you. Some crew members can make the tracks wider for you, giving you more room to carve around and do your tricks. Other ones make it easier for you to tweak your vehicle and do twists and spins in the air, allowing you to get more points. Or some could be just as simple as giving you more health if you finish the run. But for every track, there is one specific objective you can attempt to complete. If you fail it, no biggie, but if you finish, then you get an extra heart or a life or whatever that may be. So these modifiers, they could be other things like playing the track from a first person perspective, or there could be foggy weather, or things like that make the runs a little bit different for you, so everything's not so much the same, of course. And you're definitely going to need those extra points, because if you're anything like me, you're going to die a lot, and that's the name of the game. And really, the game treats you with more cosmetics as time goes. You can get really cool bikes that glow in the dark, leave trails, things like that. I haven't unlocked them yet because I'm still really early on playing it, but I plan to, try to get those things. And the way that you earn points is, of course, by doing more tricks on the track. But the bike isn't as floaty, I guess, as it seems, as when I first thought when I was going to start playing it. The bike has quite a bit of weight to it, so you need quite a bit of speed and good timing when you jump off of those ramps to get the most air that you possibly can to be able to do really any of the tricks. I tend to stick to backflips, front flips, 360s, bar spins, things that don't cost too much time to do in the air, keeping you from falling and, of course, losing a life. But as you get better, of course, you get a little bit more daring, and you figure out what tricks you're good at and what you can land, things like that. And when you're trying to pull off these tricks, of course, make sure you line up your jumps well, because a lot of the time you'll feel like you'll be hitting it dead on, and then by the time you land, as you saw, I was way to the left. But again, like I said, as you get better, your aim gets a little bit better, and you learn how to carve up a little bit more. And speaking of carving up more, the controls for the game are really simple. Hold down the right trigger to pedal, left trigger to brake, and you move around the right analog stick to what I said before, it's called tweaking, and you move that left and right to move the back of your bike so that you can get more traction and things like that when you're trying to go downhill. So if one of your modifiers is, what's that thing called? Complete the level without letting out of the acceleration or without braking. They're both essentially the same thing. So you're just going to have to get better at carving and making sure your descent, get it? Your descent isn't too fast, or you'll die, run into a tree, hit a rock, what have you. But really, at the end of the day, the name of the game is mastery and fun. So you can really play the game how you want. Getting down to the bottom of the hill, unless it's one of the little modifiers, it isn't timed. The modifier that I'm speaking about is get to the finish line in like 45 seconds or 55 seconds, whatever that may be. A lot of the time what I ended up doing is just kind of messing around in the hub world and trying to get a solid wheelie down. I've been having a lot of fun with that, trying to figure out, you know, the right amount of pressure to apply to the left analog stick to keep the wheel up, but then also keep pedaling to keep the momentum going so I don't completely fall over. And rolling around in the hub, I think, is really fun. And in the hub, you can see all of the other people playing the game online as well. You aren't necessarily competing with them as much as competing alongside them. You can't bump into them or anything like that. They're basically just ghosts, but they're there and they make it feel a little bit more lively. And when you're playing around, you're going to see these little red dots, and those are going to be the players playing on that map currently. But a little bit more about the gameplay. It's really straightforward. You're just trying to get from point A to point B, from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill, and you have to do, you know, a certain amount of nodes on the map to get to the boss. And the boss, quote unquote, is really just a stage that ends in a really high or difficult jump that you have to land. So, thanks for hanging out with me through all of that. You sat through the whole thing. Look at you, watching videos and shit. Thanks for giving me your time. I also wanted to make you aware of the team that made Descenders. Their next game is called Descenders Next. I will put a link for the trailer down below, and don't forget to do the usual bits like subscribe, notification bells. It'll hopefully be ringing a lot more soon, so notification bells and all that jazz. So as I finish this one up, I'm actually going to start my next one. So, you know, keep the ball rolling and all that stuff. So again, thanks so much for hanging out with me through this. And you have a good rest of your whatever, day, night, evening, afternoon, midsummer, whatever.